Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Paper Mario. Last time, we did a bunch of side quests, explored the sewer like a hell of a lot, as well as... what else did we do last time? Oh yeah, did the old man some favors. Today, it's mail time. We got a couple things to do before we do that. More on that later, but right now I'm gonna go to the Oink farm and see if I can get those two those two star pigs to drop shooting stars. And while this is happening, I guess I'll start naming off all the pigs that give the respective items. So starting off, we got the white pig that gives you the super shroom, the black pig, which gives you the dried shroom, the flower pig gives you the maple syrup, the pink pig gives you a fire flower, the tiger pig, which is orange-ish and striped, gives you the thunder rage, the question mark pig gives you a repel gel. When you use the repel gel on yourself, you become dodgy, essentially, and the enemies have a higher chance of missing you. Anyways, the mushroom pig, which is like a bright pink with white spots all over it, gives you a life shroom. The ones with stars gives you a shooting star, as we'll see in a moment. Or actually right there. The silver will give you a jam and jelly, and the gold one will give you an ultra shroom. But for some reason, in the Japanese version of the game, gives you a jelly shroom, which is basically jam and jelly combined with a regular shroom. You'll be able to do this sort of thing later, I assure you. But it's weird how you get that out of the gold one, which also means in the Japanese version, the ultra shrooms you can obtain in the game are very limited. I'm grateful for the change, but anyway, this shouldn't last much longer. Because once I get that, I'm gonna start making a beeline for that shooting star. Thankfully, I just made it. You could potentially do 3 in a row. You could potentially get 3 items. What I would recommend if you do intend to do something like that is have the pigs that you want items from. You want to wait until they're in a group, so you know to excuse me. So you know to to single them out in a group. So when you actually do get the items from the 3, you should be able to get the items no problem. There's a bit of RNG in this factor because you also would need the items to essentially be in a row. For example, if you want 3 shooting stars, you would have to get 3 of those pigs in a row, and I seriously doubt the RNG is going to work in your favor in that regard. But now it's time for the other part, before we get to the nitty-gritty of this part. It's time to fight on our second dojo fight with Lee. Lee's got an HP of 20, an attack of 5, and a defense of 0. I think I made a mistake last time with this dojo when I mentioned Chan, because I believe I might have said Chan had 20 HP. I was wrong, it was 15. But anyways, Lee's got the special trait of being able to mimic one of your party members. And it's not restricted to the party member you have with you. He can transform into any one of your party members, and he'll gain those respective traits and abilities. And I believe he also gains the abilities that you upgrade them with. So, for example, in Goombario's case, I believe he's able to use the charge ability, but I'm not too sure on that. I don't think I've never seen him do anything like that. I doubt he could do the Parakarry move like the third one, because that's a one hit. That's an instant KO if it's executed correctly. Now Lee himself really isn't all that bad. As you can see, I took him out no problem using Goombario's stacking charge ability. What you want to watch out for is the fact that Lee, his attack power is 5. So on his own, he could deal a good amount of damage just early in the game. So you just want to watch out for that. He's not terribly threatening. And a cool little side note with Lee. If you use Goombario's Tattle ability, he essentially has a Tattle for each party member in your team. And obviously, we're only just passing Chapter 2 a little while ago. We have more party members that come along, so if you do wait to challenge Lee up until you get all the party members, that's a lot of Tattles you can have. I mean, there's no data log to keep track of it, but it is kind of interesting. Alright, here we go. This is basically going to be the entire part in a nutshell, dudes and dudettes. Mail time. First, we're going to give this mail to Merlin in Toad Town. Who is it from? Oh, my granddaughter Merly. She recently entered the family business. Is that so? Oh, I see. Interesting. She opened up her business at Dry Dry Outpost, deep in the desert. It's located somewhere quite off the main drag. She seems to be keeping busy. That's good to hear. Thanks so much for bringing this letter. I'll give you this. Okay, basically that's a hint that there is a shop in Dry Dry Outpost. I already showed off the spell technique, which does provide you certain stat buffs as well as coin gain and all that jazz. But that giving him that letter is what tells you to do that. I already knew where to find her, so I didn't need to give her the letter. But if it's your first time playing, and you do grab that letter out of habit, you can deliver it to him, and he tells you where to find her, or at least he gives you a pretty decent hint. Okay, now here comes the letter train. I forget where you get this letter from, like where you find it. But basically, you bring it to Goompapa. Then Goompapa's gonna give you some dialogue. He's gonna give you a letter to give to someone else. You're going to bring said letter to that someone else. They're going to give you a letter to bring to someone else. And this continues. This will keep going for several people. This is a long this is essentially the trading sequence in like Link's Awakening or something. But it's so much more tedious. And the reward you get for this is admittedly good. There are issues with the reward you get. And it's going to be quite a while before we complete this little thing. I'm doing as much of the deliveries as I can right now because of how much of it you have access to at this point in the game. Because after you complete Chapter 2 and you have access to Parakarry, there is a large number of people you can get this quest started with. It's been ages since I saw him. Too long indeed. This reminds me. I was just thinking about sending a letter to one of my other friends. Your timing is perfect. This letter is to my friend. I believe it's Coover. Yeah. His name is Koover, and he lives in Koopa Village. I'd like you to deliver this to him. I'll bet he's near the entrance to the village. He usually hangs out in front of the Toad House that's right on the edge of town. No big rush, but it would be nice if he got it soon. I think like an idiot, I completely forget where to go. Or which Koopa to talk to. So I'm going to be editing out, like, all my traveling, because otherwise this park could have been a hell of a lot longer. Oh yeah, here's the other reason why this part is as long as it is, regardless of how superfluous everything is. We actually encountered this guy a handful of times. Okay, so the question is, he's gonna ask us what village, how many windows are in Goomba's house in Goomba Village. I don't know this question. I'm not gonna bother checking the house. So screw that. We're gonna load that restore point I just created, and we're gonna take another guess at it because I got things to do. The answer is one window. And he gives you a star piece. I'm not sure what ails you to think to check his house. Like, next you're gonna ask me how many toads live in Toad Town. I don't think I've ever done all the questions, so I swear if I do have to answer a question that's so absurd to that degree, I'm gonna be pissed. You're a Koover, correct? The name's Parakarry. I deliver letters. I believe I have one for you. Hang on a moment. Oh, spam again! I hate spam. It's so annoying. And it's weird because, like spam could drive people up a wall because of how frequent it pops up. For me, it's weird because I barely access my my email account. It's weird. I never seem to bother to check my email. It's really strange. And then when I go to check something that I had to do, a whole bunch of letter trash, like a whole bunch of spam and other nonsense pops up, and I have like over 1,000 emails that I now have to delete. And it just keeps piling on because I can't be bothered. Anyway, now that we're done talking to Koover, we get to go to this guy. Now, this guy's kind of interesting because I'm correct on this. He's got a unique design to him. Like, I don't know where he would have come from. Also, remember that blue thing, whatever the heck it's called, for later. I like this. I like the sound the water makes in here. It's very relaxing. If I ever wanted to go fishing, I'd have this playing in the background, assuming there was no sound going on outside where I'm at. I don't recall ever going fishing like before. It's something I would like to do at least once, just to experience it. And not because I like fish, because I don't. I feel like fish just overall is an acquired taste. Alright, now that we're done nagging him about a letter, let's leave. We go back to we go back to Koopa Village. We talk to him again. Oh boy, this letter sequence sucks. It really does. I have a letter for you. I just spoke to you like 5 minutes ago. Does time actually pass in this world? Now, for a while, I'd have thought Dolly wasn't a word. I don't know, it just sounded weird to me. Dolly delivered. But I guess Dolly means in a hurry. I don't really get hurrying from that word, but whatever. It would be great meeting up with all the guys and fishing up a storm. I've already written one. Here, can you take it? It's to Mr. E, who lives in the desert. Mr. E? What does the E stand for? Alright, well, anyways, now that we got that, let's go to the desert. But before we do that, it's quiz time! Quizmo! It's time for another question! What's the name of the leader of the Red and Blue Goomba Brothers? Now, it's weird that he would ask this question because he essentially asks it early. Like, he asks a question previously that pretty much tells you who it is in case you don't remember. It's like, what are the color of the Goomba King's pants? And then we got this question, who's the leader of the Red and Blue Goombas? The Goomba King. Alright, well, in any case, now that we're done with that, we got another star piece, and anytime now. I think I was in the middle of something, of a couple of things, when I was doing this part, because I do cut a good degree, because there were points where I was just standing there doing nothing at all. And I had a tendency to forget what I was doing. I love this town. I don't care that the desert's so harsh. Hey, if you can deal with searing heat and still enjoy life, that's pretty cool in my book. Also, can you tell me what the E in your name stands for? You're not gonna answer me, are you? That's fine. I didn't want to answer your stupid question anyway. Gee, thanks. Oh, looks like an order from Koopa Village. My job is delivering things from Dry Dry Outpost. This guy's a great customer. He's always ordering stuff. Oh, really now? Hey, by the way, would you do me a favor and deliver this letter the next time you're in Toad Town? It's to Miss T. She lives there. She's one of 3 amazingly beautiful sisters. Misty. Is that a Pokemon reference? I mean, if I recall, I guess it's not exactly, I guess it's a reference to the no, because Misty in the Pokemon show had 3 sisters, which would essentially make it 4. Okay, never mind. Who is this from? I don't think I recognize the return address. Oh, I'm always getting love letters from strangers. I'm super popular. I really don't think so. You're probably just really full of yourself. But enough about me. It's so lucky you came just now, Mr. Postman. Let me guess. You want me to deliver a letter? I want you to deliver this letter to the shop owner at Dry Dry Outpost. But why? I order lots of things from the desert. They have so much good stuff. Well, really now. It's not easy staying this beautiful. It takes work. Will you please deliver this? What did that have to do? What did that have anything to do with what you just asked me? What do they sell? Mascara or some garbage over at that store? Because I'll tell you one thing, sister. I didn't see anything of the sort at that store. As a matter of fact, there's a freaking dusty hammer and a dried shroom. Misty, what are you smoking? Anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rant. It's just so jarring. It's like I order things from them all the time. It's hard to look this beautiful. What? Alright, so we're gonna give this letter to the shopkeeper. And I believe this is the end of it. Well, sort of. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is an order sheet from one of my regulars. Good deal. She's one of my best customers. She orders things all the time. What does she order? If health and beauty are what you're after, you can't beat desert lemons and limes. You use lemons and limes to make yourself beautiful? What, do you just slice a fruit in half and just rub your face with it? I'm pretty sure that would have some really strange effects on the human body. If you're just rubbing sour fruit all over your face. It's a good thing you ain't allergic to this shit. Excuse my language. Frankie lives in a mansion way out in the far edge of Forever Forest. Okay, this is where the letter sequence essentially pauses for a bit because the next letter we have to deliver goes to the Boo house. Goes to the Boo in the next chapter that we're gonna meet. No. Alright, but before we call it a day, we got one more quiz question. What's it gonna be, Chuck Quizmo? What color is my underwear? Well, close enough. What color are Luigi's pants? It's like this asshole doesn't even know me. I should have been a jerk and just said red or something. It's like, Mario, how dare you? I'm your brother. You should know my fashion sense already. I bet you get those shoes for Payless, asshole. Okay, well, enough about Luigi insulting Mario's shoe fashion. We're gonna call it a part here, dudes and dudettes. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Next time on Paper Mario, we're gonna start Chapter 3, yes! So until then, I got a juice.